Hello, this is Don McCown, the director of the Center for Contemplative Studies at Westchester University. I'm here using the university's favorite default mode of communication, which is Zoom, and I'm going to use another favorite, PowerPoint, to present to you the annual review for the center's 2019-2020 academic year. So here we go. Here we are. Here's our logo is in the background here, and as you can see, it's the tree of contemplative practices and the birds to help us all to awaken to the present moment. 2019-2020 could carry an asterisk, and I would very much suggest that it need not carry an asterisk for the Center for Contemplative Studies. As we had our break in the spring semester and due to COVID and moved into remote delivery of courses and remote delivery of the services of the center, we were able to do that really very quickly and efficiently, and we're proud of the outcome. So just looking over the top here, we exposed 3,655 of our students to contemplative practice, at least in one session, if not more. We offered 553 daily guided practice sessions. We had 577 residents come to visit us during our programs that are open to the community. We offered specifically 18 programs to the community. We had 33 special programs that we offered to students, and we were invited by 5 groups of administrative staff to present to them and offer them stress management during this time, as well as 10 invited presentations in academic classes. And so we did this with student guides and instructors. So we had 12 peer instructors working in this peer-to-peer way, which is really sort of the best way of presenting these practices, because when the students do it, it's in the students' language and not in the language of faculty, although we did have faculty volunteer in the spring semester to offer practice on a daily basis as well. So the kinds of practices that we offered were various forms of yoga, mindful art, meditation of various types, dialogue in a mindful fashion, and shared reading, which is a practice of reading aloud together. We read Ray Bradbury's Dandelion Wine as we moved from spring into summer, and it was absolutely the right note to be hitting. We have offered special resources for our students as well. We have an art gallery at which we held an opening with various music performances by students, as well as the artwork, and plenty of refreshments. We've also offered a number of drum circles to gain participation, and it's amazing how contemplative and how stress reducing participating in a drum circle can be. So at the end of both semesters, actually traditionally at the end of our semesters, we have what we call Stress Buster Day, and that is a full day of practice, just moving from one practice into the next. And if we have a gap, the door is open and people are able to come in and practice on their own. So we've also had faculty from, as I said, other universities participate and offer programs for their own students at their university as well as at Westchester. And we offer stress management for faculty and staff as well during those times. So we are, as well as a resource for our students, a resource for the community. We run a distinguished speakers series at which Pat Croce, a great friend of the center, whom I'll talk a little bit more about in a minute, um, was our speaker in the fall, and unfortunately, the spring had to be canceled because it was a very hands-on workshop and just wouldn't work over Zoom. We also run a seminar series for both our students and professionals from the outside. So it is really about using or applying mindfulness, meditation, and other contemplative practices in the community or clinically. And so maybe this is a moment to take a pause and say thank you to Pat Croce and his wife Diane. He's the one in the center there. Um, and thank them for their great support of the center. It would not exist in the form that it's in without him. And next to him is another person without whom we would not be in the form that we're in. And so that is the dean of the College of Health Sciences, Dr. Scott Heinrichs, and big thank you to him as well. And we must also thank our anonymous donor who has helped us with a our program of distinguished speakers over the past 3 years, and we're looking forward the to the chance to do that very heavy hands-on work of exploring heaven and neuroscience. And thank as well our sponsor, Kendall Crosslands Communities. So the center has not only its student facing area, its extracurricular area or division, but it also has an academic division. And so we offer a minor in contemplative studies, and this is for undergraduates. We had a total of 51 students enrolled in the program in the spring, and we graduated 9 of them with the minor. The average GPA of our graduates was 3.25. We've been reporting that for the 5 years that we've had the minor. And this this academic year of 2019-2020, we were able to trial a capstone course, which will be an optional capstone for the minor, called Becoming a Contemplative Practice Instructor, which really makes the minor something practical. Students finishing that course have developed their own workshop and developed skills to guide meditation and movement practices. And they've also, as part of that, developed a marketing plan for themselves. So, really applicable. We also had 3 new electives approved in art, in music, and in social work. So, the minor is growing, and we're hoping that those new electives will reach out to students from really across the university. Our objective is to get courses in the minor from all of the colleges in the university. At the graduate level, we offer a certificate in applied mindfulness, and our fall cohort, it was our second year. Our second cohort was 21 students, and the students complete the program in 1 year, and they do a final project at the end that takes place out in the community. So community is touched by our center and by our academic programming, as well as by what we offer sort of extracurricularly. So there were um, projects that reached out to adults living with chronic pain, um, mothers in the postpartum period, and to special education teachers, educators, working on not only their own sense of burnout and resilience, but also to improve student behavior by being in a mindful classroom. We also do research, and we were honored to get a College of Health Sciences Faculty Student Research Award, which allowed us to investigate a shared reading program, this program of reading aloud together. And we augmented that with mindfulness meditation. And so we compared mindfulness meditation with shared reading. Shared reading is really an evidence-based program that shows itself as valuable in developing or working towards well-being. And what we wanted to see was, if we added mindfulness, does that add to that? Does that augment that? And indeed, from our small sample, a very small sample, it seems that that is true. And this was a mixed methods approach. We used both quantitative data that we gathered from the participants and interview data, and we were able um, to engage 3 graduate students in this research, and they had, coming out of that, poster presentations. So, of course, the faculty continues their own research and their own publication and presentation. And so this is what that looks like. What's maybe more to the point, though, is faculty professional development. As we move into doing more remote teaching, there was a sense that we really need to understand that better, how that works. And so um, a lot of time has been invested in learning to work on Zoom, shall we say, learning to work in this remote fashion. So I would invite you to come and join us, to come and check out maybe what we've learned about teaching and learning contemplative practices online. So if you go to wcupa.edu and just put a slash and CS, you will come to the Center for Contemplative Studies. You will see buttons that you can push for any of the hours during the day and come join a live online meditation or yoga session. If you're not in between the hours of, say, 9 and 8 at night, you could join us through recorded practices, which are available all the time, and it's a growing list. So I wish you all well. I hope you'll take care, and I hope you'll come and see us.